In a bare interrogation room in Ramallah, 21-year-old Mosab Hassan Yousef faced an ultimatum that would split his life in two. Israeli intelligence officers presented him with a choice: work for the Shin Bet to stop Hamas, or spend his entire youth in a prison cell, watching the conflict consume his family from behind bars. Mosab's father, Sheikh Hassan Yousef, was one of the 7 founders of Hamas. As the respected public pillar of the resistance, his prayers and speeches mobilized thousands. Mosab was the prince, the heir apparent born into the movement's inner circle and raised to lead its fight. But the Shin Bet had identified a secret internal crisis. Through months of surveillance, they saw a young man increasingly troubled by the civilian casualties of the Second Intifada. They realized that Mosab's growing doubt made him the perfect candidate to dismantle the organization from the inside out. To the world, Hamas projected absolute unity. Its ideology demanded total loyalty, backed by the threat of brutal internal purges for suspected collaborators. This reputation for impenetrable cohesion made it a difficult target for outside infiltration. Shin Bet analysts looked past this facade, focusing on Mosab's university years and his reaction to a previous 16-month prison sentence. They observed a young man who possessed a capacity for independent judgment, a trait that made him a liability to a movement built on unquestioning obedience. By recruiting the prince, Israeli intelligence bypassed every layer of Hamas security. They placed an asset at the founders' dinner table, gaining the ability to witness the planning of operations before the commanders even left the room. For years, Mosab lived a double life under the codename the Green Prince. He attended high-level planning sessions with Hamas leadership, and then funneled those conversations to his handler, Captain Luai, via encrypted phones and clandestine meetings in safe houses. He turned surgical intelligence into a tool for prevention. By reporting on weapon caches and bomb-making schedules, he allowed the Israeli Shin Bet to precisely intercept suicide bombers before they could even reach public transportation. Thousands of people went about their days, unaware of how close they came to a catastrophe. His access proved vital during the mapping of a massive, coordinated prison break at the Gilboa maximum security facility. Mosab pieced together fragments of the plan from multiple sources, allowing Israeli authorities to quietly close every vulnerability Hamas intended to exploit. Throughout these operations, his father's reputation acted as a shield. Because he was the founder's son, he remained above suspicion, allowing him to dismantle Hamas's operational capacity while sitting in the movement's most protected spaces. However, the work was rarely clean. In one instance, intelligence provided by Mosab led to a targeted airstrike on a senior commander. While the target was eliminated, the strike also resulted in 14 civilian deaths in the surrounding building. This is the cold math of counterterrorism. It is a calculation that trades a few innocent lives to stop a plot that would have killed hundreds more. For Mosab, this calculation shattered the illusion of a righteous war. He realized that saving strangers often made him complicit in smaller, more personal tragedies, leaving him trapped in a cycle where every choice led to some form of death. Intelligence work became a series of brutal transactions. He continued because he believed stopping a massacre justified the cost, even as that cost slowly destroyed his own sense of peace. The double life faced its ultimate test when Mosab learned of a plot by Hamas hardliners. They viewed his father as too moderate and planned to kidnap and execute him to create a martyr and unify the movement. Mosab immediately worked with the Shin Bet to leak the intelligence and protect him. This was the ultimate irony. The Green Prince reached the peak of his value to Israeli intelligence by saving the life of a Hamas founder, even as he spent every other hour of his day systematically destroying his father's life's work. In 2007, the Shin Bet extracted Mosab to the United States. Shortly after, Hamas counterintelligence connected his sudden departure to years of failed operations. His betrayal became public knowledge, and his father was forced to appear on camera to officially disown and condemn his own son. To regain control of his own story, Mosab published his memoirs, revealing the full extent of his work. In doing so, he violated every protocol of the intelligence world and prompted Hamas to place a permanent bounty on his head. By telling the truth, Mosab secured his conscience, but the price was total. He lost his identity as the prince, his connection to his family, and his ability to ever return to his homeland. Mosab did not end the broader Israeli-Palestinian conflict, but because of the operations he stopped, thousands of ordinary people on both sides of the wall are alive today to live ordinary lives. His story suggests that the greatest threat to an extremist network is not external military force, but the internal defection of a single conscience, someone who stops believing in the justifications for violence. There is a permanent human cost for those who make this choice. Informants like Mosab destroy their own lives piece by piece, living in the space between two worlds, where they are never fully trusted and never truly home. In the end, the Green Prince is a testimony to the power of choosing life over tribe. It's a reminder that one person at the center of the machinery of terror can choose to break it, even when that choice costs everything.